singing along to myself. That's what I was doing. I was just singing along to myself, and now I am on and ready to rock and roll here. Hey guys, how you going? So down BKRsport, we're here for a SuperCoach video, mate. SuperCoach video, back up, ready to rock and roll. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I hope you guys are ready for it. Obviously, we do this every week, where we do go through, my team, talk about what I'm thinking of doing. I had a really good score. I had a really good score in week number 4, which I actually changed captains last second. So this is why you guys need to be following me on Instagram at BKRsport, because I did put it out there. Who should I be captaining? And I had, because obviously originally last week I did captain Reece Robson. Let's go back to my team here so that you can see without the trades there. So my score, where is it? My score in round 4 was 1,388. Yeah, so 1,388 is what I got in round 4. It was very good because I did change my captain last second from Reece Robson, who got 40, to Nico Hines, who got 180 points. It was absolutely absurd. I could not believe that the luck that I had in regards to that, because that was about 10 minutes before the Cowboys-Titans game started. I thought Robinson would have a better game, considering that, the Titans defense aren't normally known for being that great. He could have tore it up, but he didn't. He's actually been somewhat disappointing this year, and I will say as well, going into this week, I still am considering a trade or two. I obviously, after I get Cleary in next week, I will not be doing trades for a few weeks. But I am considering downgrading on a couple of players that have been really superbly disappointing so far, to be completely honest with you. So, yes, there's nothing that's been off the table so far, nothing that I won't consider this week. But in the same sense, that'll be the last case scenario, because realistically, I want to be down to 35 when I get Cleary in next week for Ilias. But I need Ilias to have a pretty decent score. But then again, I think that his break-even, his break-even's 27, so he should be able to bump up past that 400k mark this week. So if Cleary, who's got a break even of I think about 124 or something like that, 114, if he was to get like an 80 or a 70, he would drop down a considerable amount again, and would help me in regards to upgrading that next week. But obviously, that's something we are waiting for, because obviously Nico Hines next week does have the bye. So you definitely want to be, you've got to be looking out for that one. Nico Hines has the bye next week, not this week. But yeah, overall, we'll get into the chat in a second, see what you guys are saying. Obviously, guys, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new around here. Pretty happy with my front row forwards right now. Reece Robson, like I said, was disappointing. Sonny and Luke has that HIA really kind of screwed him. It means he's out this week too. Sonny and Luke is still a good option to have in your team. However, the HIA does throw it out there. Dave Feeder, he's been killing it this year. He was a must-have from the start and is still a must-have. Murray, very disappointing, unfortunately, again. And he has gone down to 666,900. He is a one to consider potentially going to Zach Hosking. If Hosking can get game time at Penrith, he looked really good in the weekend. Jermaine Hopgood, obviously, there's no point even getting rid of him. He's just going to continue to go up in value. He'll probably be, by the end of the season, probably around that 800k, 750k mark, truly, because he just has that many points in him. Elias Katoa, I'm so glad that I went him instead of Luke Garner pre-season. Elias Katoa really has picked it up and is scoring at like plus 80 pretty much every week. I know he's got an average of 76.5, but pretty much most weeks he's getting above the 80 marker there. Don't even start with Nico Hines. Josh Schuster is one that I'll be talking about today. Like, I'm not going to get rid of him because I'm just going to leave him there, especially considering I traded him in last week. Now, Josh Schuster can be in a winning team and not actually score a great deal of points. I'm not too convinced about Josh Schuster, and obviously I have Isaiah Katoa there. I might just have to wait it out, really, truly. I might just have to wait it out, but I still do believe that he is a decent option here, especially considering that we were able to get Nico Hines in and also get Payne Haas in, who got I think 72, 74. We were able to get him in for the fact that we did drop down from our last one in Adam Dewey to Josh Schuster. So I'm pretty happy with this right now, even though I'm not. He's got a minus 12 break even, so he will go up regardless. He will go up regardless here. Unless he has an absolutely dreadful game. You go back down here, Tedesco to Boy. Tedesco's going to lose some money, but in the same sense, I have no interest in getting rid of Tedesco. I am going to potentially look to, downgrading on Suoli'i. I don't believe that he will have a great season now with the Roosters, because I believe he might be on his way out this year. I think they might obviously send him on his way to Union early, because they're just like, well, you may as well go now, mate. You may as well go now. So I probably will at least use one trade this week, just the one, to be removing Suoli'i. I don't believe in him going forward, especially, in this code. But Let's go have a look here. Let's go put this over here, and then remove that. Let's go have a look what you guys are saying in the chat, Aruna, and let's get it done. Let's get it done. Let's move that over here. Bing. Obviously, guys, these are usually more kill streams. We're not really known for SuperCoach content, but I do it for a bit of fun, to be completely honest with you. Get my Semi Masters. I'm going to get no points. Half my team is Titans, and they have the bye. Yep, yeah. No, I feel ya. I got Tino Fasul Malawi with the bye. David Feeder with the bye. I've also got Lofiana Camperera with the bye. I think I should actually, while I'm here, I may as well should just change my team as we speak. I should probably just change my team to suit right this second. So let's sub out Dave for Feeder, and we'll put in Elias Katoa. I'll take the reserve off him and put the reserve onto Jackson Ford, who is really good there with the Warriors. Tino Fasul Malawi, I'm going to have to take him out for Stefano Utukamanu and take the reserve off him. Probably right this second, I'd be looking to put that on Bryce Cartwright, considering he is getting around that 60 mark pretty much every week. Alofiana Pereira, you got to take him down and give it to... Well, you would give it to Suoliti, but we will be taking Suoliti. Yeah, I know you're sorry, but we got Tedesco here. No. Take it off Bryce Cartwright, to be fair, and give it to Elias potentially with Suoliti there. Is that right? Yeah, I think that's right. There. So what? Yeah, James Tedesco is a fullback reserve. You got Suoliti reserve. Yeah, we'll go with that one. But like I said, I'll trade him out any second now. Probably Elias there and Ford. I'm okay with that. All right, let's go into the trades. Let's go have a look at what could be potentially on option. Also, guys, if you have issues with your team and you have a question, shoot them through. We're happy to answer them and go through them. Ivan Rakitic says Madison is a good placement for Murray. For example, let's look at this, right? For example, so I want to get some decent money from it. If I was to make this trade, I would want to get some decent money. Like, obviously, I can afford anybody. I have 915,800. However, I want to have more cash to be able to do that Ilias to Cleary trade next week. I want to be able to have that there. So right now he's at 666,000. I could look at a guy who's 100k less than Max King, who's been getting, on average, what's he getting? A 3-round average. He's getting 68. 68 and a 3-round average for 100k cheaper. Tohu Harris is injured right now, so I wouldn't be looking to do that one there. Paddy Carrigan, not necessarily for me. Keon Kolomatangi is a good shout, but he also is 80k more expensive, so there'd be no real point for that for me, personally. There wouldn't be really a great deal of point for that one. But yeah, look, you could also look at Zach Hosking. You can really look at Zach Hosking there for the Panthers, who did absolutely kill it. Let's go have a look at round 4 points there. He got 117 points. He's worth 458,000. That's 200,000 less. And he really could be a big player for this penalty system. So it is a big shout. It is a risk, however. But with that being said, you look at these forwards right now. You got Dave Fafita, you got Jermaine Hopgood, and then you've got Elias Katoa, who looks absolutely stunning for the Storm. Jackson Ford, who's killing it for the Warriors, and Bryce Cartwright, who's got that starting position until Sean Lane's back. I don't necessarily believe that you need to have a Cameron Murray there. You can free up an extra 200k by going to Zach Hosking, who will hopefully do it with the Panthers on a more consistent basis. And he's taken on the Canberra Raiders this week as well, who is a definite target for being able to concede points. So I don't mind that at all. Also, I will say Britton Nakora with Nico Hines in the team is a lot better. That is about 50-60k more, however, than Cameron Murray. So I wouldn't really be looking to do that. I just think that that's such a big play. I think it's a very, very big ballsy play. And I like it because you get an extra 200k to really, really bank up there. But I'm not doing anything yet. I'm just throwing that opportunity out there. Other Dragons and Josh Schuster, apparently he's going to be laid out this week with a quad injury. Are you serious? Has Holmes been giving you much? For me, not really. Like, you got to look at this as well in regards to Val Holmes. He got 69 on the weekend. Now, Val Holmes has actually been pretty underwhelming and disappointing this season. I love Val Holmes, but if you look at that game against the Titans, those points come from one intercept, a 90-meter run, and a try. Right, all those points realistically come from one individual play, which is not going to be having much because Tanner Boyd's not going to be throwing you that pass every single week, right? I really don't know about Val Holmes this year. I really don't know. So, if anything, I could definitely be looking at, like, for example, we'll go have a look here at Val Holmes if I was to do that, because he is one of the primos there. Look at Val Holmes. Like, Greg Martius there, I don't think he's going to be doing that every single week. I think Greg Martius was given a great opportunity against the Raiders, but for me, I wouldn't be looking to get Greg Martius in. Jesse Ramian at the Sharks is a good one, but in the same sense, they've got the bye next week. So there's no real point buying any Sharks players now with the bye next week. We bought Nico Hines last week knowing full well that in 2 weeks' time there was going to be the bye for the Sharks. However, you do get 2 full weeks in. And plus, he was playing a Dragons team where he averages like 120 or something like that. And the Warriors this week, who we got 185 against last time out, right? So Nico Hines is a bit of a no-brainer. But the Sharkies boys, you'd probably wait until afterwards. You'd probably wait until after this week. There is Jacob Carraz there that you can look at. That is how much more expensive? He's about 60k more expensive than Val Holmes and has been absolutely annihilating it. 353 points so far. I think across the entire competition, he's got the most points. He does. Yeah, he does. He's got the most points out of everyone in the competition. That's above Jermaine Hopgood, which is really impressive there for the Dogs. And they do take on the Cowboys this week at home. So there is that option there. And also, what's his break-even going to be this week? His break-even is going to be 65. He gets 65. So he shouldn't be dropping or really gaining anything. He should just be pretty much at that basic point. But he is playing a Dogs team where he could really pull it apart. What's Suolii's break-even this week? 60. See, I want to be looking to get rid of Suolii. He's worth 569k. Let's have a look here. He's worth 569k. Hold on, let's have a look at some of these break-evens here. Alofiana Canberra is at minus 70 for next week, by the way. You probably want to be looking to get him in next week. Jackson Paulo's there. Obviously, it will really impact him. Marcelo Montoya is an interesting one with the Warriors for me. And Marcelo Montoya is an interesting one because the Warriors are a lot better this year, obviously. But, and Viliami Vailea has played 2 games. He's at 388,000. He is obviously the main kind of guy there for the Wars alongside Marcelo Montoya. I don't know. I think that could be a really, really good shout here. That could be a really, really good shout to go for a player like that. I'm trying to find him here. I'm trying to find Viliami Vailea. He's played less games. There he is. 388,000. He's got 104 this week. Has had 137 in total, though. So there is that 33-point gap. That he had in one game. He had a 33-pointer. And I don't think he'll be scoring a score like that. So, for me, I wouldn't be looking to get in any Warriors boys this week, considering they're playing a really good Sharks team. Best options for buying a forward this week. I've got Haas and Stefano as my starting front rowers, and I need depth with a 194k budget. Well, who are your other 2 guys? So, you've got Payne Haas, and you've got Stefano Tukumana. So, that's who I'm running with this weekend. I've got Tino and Shakai Mitchell there. Shakai Mitchell, I'm just going to leave. He's not a priority right now. He'll come back eventually and do fine. And Tino, obviously, he'll be playing again from next week. But unfortunately, he does get impacted by Origin. So there is that. But yeah, I don't know what your bench is looking like if you want to upgrade your bench. You need to let us know. XO says, I used 3 trades this week, still got 39 locked, Cleary and Hines, and I can't afford Hines to get another 100 plus. Well, he's got 6. He's on 6 right now. So the thing is, the lucky thing for people who can't afford him this week, however, is that you can wait until after his buy still. Like, obviously, I believe it's the wrong decision, personally. I know I got Nico Hines in, but that was immediately. I said if you didn't get Hines in that week, there's no point chasing the points, because next week is the buy. So, yes, you get Cleary, but I just think that you've kind of gone a little bit early, personally for me. I think that I would have been happy if I didn't go Hines last week, to still wait it out and then get him get him the week after. Get him after the bye. But in the same sense, you do you, man. You do you. Colin Kennedy says, hi. Chris Morrison says, Shaq Mitchell out for ages. He's out for about 7 weeks. But I'm not even looking. Oh, so you're looking to trade Shaq Mitchell. You got Shaq Mitchell. Okay, so Shaq Mitchell. Let's utilize. What did you say you had? You had 194k budget. So Shaq Mitchell's got 285, 385. About 470. Now, this is a hard one because the front row forwards, there's no real kind of mid-ranges that you really like there in regards to that 400, early 500 range. Yeah, let's have a look here. So 400k, let's go down like this we'll go, so what was it? 285, 385, yeah, put 500. Roughly around that 500 mark. All right, so there's Mark Nichols, Christian Welch. I'd go Christian Welch. That's a pretty easy one for me. I would go Christian Welch if I was going to do that. I think that he could still go up a bit of money. I think he's still coming back from injury, and he has been playing well. This is 55 is about, that's a pretty good score considering you're only paying 458,000. I think that Christian Welch is a pretty easy one there. Mo Fodawaker is on a bye. You wouldn't even look at that one. Jesse Bromwich, no. Daniel Saifidi, you probably wouldn't be looking at that. Ryan Sutton, no, and has his job at risk once Tevita Pangai comes back. If that goes down that path. Thomas Burgess, you can probably afford, but I would personally go Christian Welch if I was you. Amen? I would personally do that. Ivan Rakitic says, Isaiah Tass Vasuli is a good placement. He's a genuine POD with him only being owned by 0.1% team. He's a great upside as South seem to go down his side more often. Let me have a look what Isaiah Tass has got, because I disagree. But let's have a look here in regards to how much Isaiah Tass has got total points-wise. Isaiah Tass is not even in the top 25 right now, and Viliami Valet has only played 2 games above him. So, let's... Hold on. Where is he? There's no way... I must have missed him. Because there's no way he's suggesting down here. Where is Isaiah Tass? How many points has he got? I can't find him right now. I cannot find him for the life of me. Where is Tass? Oh, sorry. I had the filter still on. That's my bad. Hold on. Alright, let's get out of that. Isaiah Tass. Here he is. Okay, 547,000. I don't know about this, mate. I don't know about this one. I'm not 22k less. No, not for me. He's got 47, 66, 33, and 67. No, thank you. I'm all good with that one. Like, he's okay, but he's nothing. He's not something that I'd be necessarily looking at there. Blake asks Garrick's gun. Yeah, I would love to work in a way to get Garrick, but if I did that, I would not be able to do the Cleary for Ilias next week. I couldn't do that. And also, there is word that you could see Garrick go into the centres, and Jason Saab obviously on the wing. Tolta Koala's injured right now, though, but they are saying that Garrick goes into the centres with Jason Saab on the wing, so that would give more points to Ruben Garrick. So that's a scary thought. It's a very scary thought for those who don't have it. I brought in Max King, Hines, and Ford this week. Yeah, I've had Ford since the start, Hines since last week. Max King is a really, really good opportunity, but I don't think I need him. I've got Tino Payne, and Utukamanu is a fine replacement. And even if I didn't want to put Utukamanu there, I could do Bryce Cartwright. You know what I'm saying? Like on normal weeks, not this week, because Tino's obviously on a bye. That's what I'd say. Amusement Production says, I got 1, 2, 3, 6 with no Hines. It's still great to see him back regardless. One of my favourites. Hosking is different because Garner might come back from injury and take his spot back, but if Hosking keeps his spot, he's a gun. Yeah. Yeah, it's a risk, man. It's a risk in regards to Cameron Murray to Hosking. It is a risk, but I think it's nearly a worthwhile risk, especially considering that you get a lot of money. Maybe Murray continues to drop, because what's his break-even? His break-even this week is 80, right? So Murray could continue to drop, right? And then you get an extra 200k there. You can benefit elsewhere, and then you can maybe get him for later. I don't know, but I'm just saying it's not like Cameron Murray is an obvious keep, right? It's not like that at all. I'm dragging some dead series, but right now he has been named. I don't know who you're talking about. Oh, Josh Schuster. Okay, yeah. Ivan Rakitic says Miller is a better option than Holmes. I disagree. Chris Merton says, I would think Adam Reynolds getting a bit of points. Pompey defense being good. Adam Reynolds is... No way am I looking at Adam Reynolds. I'm not even close. I don't even know where Reynolds has come from. Coach Club says, hello mate. Upper Dragons says, yeah, apparently Schuster might be laid out with a court quad. Upper Dragons says, Gary for a hat-trick this week against the Knights. Venom Miller says, are you concerned not having Harry Grant? Not at all. Harry Grant got, what, like 46 points? What did Harry Grant get? Harry Grant got how many points against the Tigers? He got 44 points. He got 4 points more than Reece Robson. Like, okay, he's had 50-odd points more, but in the same sense, the price rise from 648 that I have here with Robson to Harry Grant in 811,700. Like, there's a reason why I'm in the top 5,000 right now, right? But in the same sense, like, the price rise here of 140,000, he got 4 more points than Reece Robson, man. He got 4 more points. Over the season, he has gotten 70 more points, which is fine, but in the same sense, I'm getting that elsewhere with Payne Haas and Tino Fa'asul Malawi, my front rowers. Right? I'm getting that elsewhere in the likes of Dave Fafita, Elias Katoa, Jermaine Hopgood, Jackson Ford. I'm getting that elsewhere, and Nico Hines being able to have alongside Nathan Cleary next week. I don't need to spend that extra 150,000 for an extra 70 points. Like, it's good, but in the same sense, he also has these kind of games where he goes down to the 44 when he has, that was his opportunity. He played the Tigers, the West Tigers at home. And they had to prove themselves after getting absolutely walloped by the Titans the week beforehand. So, I don't think that not having Harry Grant is that big of a miss at all. Hosking break-even is super low. It is super low. Yeah, it is. It is. It's a big risk. It would be a gigantic risk. Even if you wanted to go, like, how much is Hosking, right? How much is Hosking? Hosking is 458,000. It's spewing because you could actually, if Bryce Cartwright had made a little bit more money, you could have gone the direct swap, which would have been great. Because you look at this break-even here. You look at this break-even. No, I want to look over here. Break-even. Break-even is minus 23. He's only played the one game, though, so you wouldn't be looking to get in his points. I think you nearly have to still wait. But he does play Canberra. Like, who's the games coming up after this? Who was the games he's got coming up after this? He's got he played Parramatta. He's got Raiders, Manly, Newcastle, Souths, Tigers. That's a good 5-game stretch, really. Wow, we don't play the Rabbitohs. I just realised here with the Titans, but we don't play the Rabbitohs till round 25 at all. And we play them once at Seabus. Fair enough. All in round 25, 3 games to go in the season. Oh, that's a tough one. We had this same thought process last week in regards to Nico Hines, and obviously we went down the we made the ballsy call and got him in, and then we made another ballsy call by captaining him. But it's scary. It's scary. We're probably going to increase like 7k this week. That's cool. I don't care. Jacko Rabbitoh says, I reckon that Damien Cook should be in hooker. Okay. Can you guys hear that motorbike, by the way? Can you guys hear that motorbike outside? We want to leave. Let's go have a look here. I'm not getting Damien Cook, and no, it's not happening at all. But he got round 4 points against 68. Like, what he's averaged. Round 5 keys. I don't want to look at round 5 key stats. So I'm going to close this door. It's really annoying me. Oh, hold on. All right. Yeah. Okay, sweet. You can still hear me. Beautiful. Sorry, that car was really, really annoying me. So what was I doing? I was looking at Damien Cook. Yeah, no. Damien Cook is worth 708,000 and is fourth. Crazy that Tom Starling is 536,000 and is third. Crazy that Tom Starling has been killing it. Tom Starling's doing well. Yeah, I can't believe people were saying Josh Hodgson was an option. I always thought that was crazy. Wade Egan's got the best average so far. Didn't play in round 4. Harry Grant, Reed Munn. Yeah, like, it's not... Like, if anything, Reed Munn... I'm not looking to get rid of Robson. I still think Robson will be fine. I still think Reece Robson will be fine. I reckon Robson turns up this week against the Frogs. Against the Frogs? Against the Frog? Oh, the Bulldogs. I've never heard anybody ever call them the Frogs before. I've never heard that. Never heard that one. I definitely think he'd get a big score, but he didn't get a big score against the Titans. But the Titans were a good side for the first 30 minutes until they lost Kieran Foran and AJ Brimson. So, you never know there. But Robson's still kind of disappointed. I would say that most of the Cowboys score is disappointed. Actually, what's Tamalolo doing this year? Has he been doing many points? Has he been getting many points? Was selling Dewey this week? I thought I sold Dewey last week, Artie. I sold Dewey last week, and I think you definitely want to be selling Dewey for sure. I don't think you'd want him in your team at all. By having Dewey, you're risking the fact that 1, he doesn't usually score well in fullback. 2, there are better fullbacks for a similar price range and even cheaper price range. And 3, he's on a dreadful Tigers team. Just an absolutely dreadful Tigers team. Fullbacks rely on teams being good, realistically. And unfortunately for Adam Dewey, he's at a team that is not good. He is just simply at a team that is not good. So, yes, no, I'm not personally. I was pretty happy to go from there. Anyway, I want to look at Suaalii here. I want to look at the trade of Suaalii. Whether this be our only trade or not, I want to gain some extra cash I don't want to spend 100,000 to get Lachlan Miller in, and I also, the Knights are still bad. I'm not doing that. They're not going to have easy games like they had this week. As much 539,000. Jesse Ramian, no. Sharks buy next week. Jackson Paulo is a decent shout though. Like, he really is. Jackson Paulo could be a good option. So what for Marziu? How much is Marziu worth? No, but it's. I still am not confident in that, eh? I don't think the Knights have an easier game like they did just this week as well. That as much. Yeah, I hear about that stuff like weeks before that becomes public. You're fine. Parramatta, Melbourne, Sharks, St. George. Wow, Roosters next 3 games. Storm is an easy one nowadays. Parramatta is not easy, but they can score points. He got 101 points versus South, 91 points versus the Warriors, and 26 points versus the Dolphins. If the Roosters are winning, it looks like Jackson Paulo is winning. Bones and Boys, can you explain what the situation is with Patrick Herbert and why he's going to the Super League? What do you mean, can I explain what the situation is with Patrick Herbert? I don't understand what you're referring to. What, that we let him go? We let him go because it was time for him to move on. He wasn't playing well for us. He did not build back from that issue in 2021 that we're all aware of, that he didn't pass the ball. He did not have a good 2022. It's unfortunate because he had a great 2021 before he got injured. Before he went away and did that no pass, and then everyone looked at 2021 as the year that he screwed everything up for the Titans. And then the year after, had injuries galore and never really played well for us and was terrible defensively. I love the bloke, but the fact of the matter is that was absolutely time for him to go. So I'm not too sure what you mean by can you explain the situation with Patrick Herbert when it was 100% the right thing to do for the Gold Coast. We have now signed Ken Mamalo in replacement, who is a guy who has been a Dalian Winger of the Year, has been a top 3 Winger of the Year, and also has plays in the centres as well, like Paddy Herbert there. We have depth in that department. Plus, also, we've got that backing from before. Do I like Paddy Herbert as a guy? Absolutely. He's a great dude. I've spoken to him many occasions, but the fact of the matter is that there's a reason why we got rid of him. So what is your question? Ivan Rakitic says Alex Johnson is due for a big game. Yeah, Alex Johnson. I'm not looking at Johnson, though. I'm not even close. I'm thinking Suoliti to Jackson Paulo is a really good shout. I really do. He's also going to break into -34. He also has a break into -34. I just think that, and for people who don't know why I'm thinking this, the reason why I believe Jackson Paulo could be an absolutely massive shout here is because he has gone up 69,000, which really is frustrating though. The reason why I believe this could be a good one is because Suoliti looks like he's on the outer. I think they will get rid of him, so I want to just get ahead of it. I think that's a good trade. I think that is a good trade, and I think they do go down his way quite a lot, and I think he's doing well there at the Roosters. So it is a Rooster to Rooster. You do get an extra 40,000 or so you're up to 292,000 now in the available cash, and he has a break into -34, so he could go up 106. If he gets 90, like they're predicting, he gets 106,900 more. Yeah, centre wings. Yeah, exactly right. Centres and wingers are always risky. They only get 15 or 70. Absolutely, and it's just what you have to expect. It's just what you have to expect there. But I don't think there's anything else that I really need to necessarily look at. Really, I got a projected round 5 score of 1,184. Like, projections mean shit, obviously, but what's the projection here for Nico's projected to get 147 against the Warriors? My God, he's projected to get 147 against the Warriors. This guy is dead. If he got 147 against the Warriors, he would go up into the millions. He would be in the millions. Minus me. I'm not talking about this. We'll see you in 5 minutes, bro. Not the right time, brother. But that would be crazy if Nico Irons got what that score is suggesting he gets this week. The score that he's getting this week. That would be insane for his price value going into the game against... Who do they play after the bye? Who do they play? They play the Roosters. Which is still... His high score against him is still 104. Low score of 9, though, which is disappointing. For the Warriors game this week, 185 high score, low score of 61. Bulldogs 102 with a 20. What's he got against the Titans? 96-51. We actually did pretty well, actually, against Nick Hines. Well, Melbourne 35. His high score is only 35. Wowee. I captained Trebojevic this week. We'll look at our captains in a second. I think that's the only trade I would look to be doing here. Because I've got the cover here. The Rabbitohs against the Storm, I could still see him doing alright. Cameron Murray. I could still see him doing alright. Let's just quickly have a look here. Zach Hosking at least play 2 games. And then maybe I can come back to look at this next week. And maybe I could come back and have a look at Cameron Murray next week. But then again, he will lose more money. But you're going to gain so much money through Zach Hosking. Well, it really does depend too. It really does depend because he does have a break even. Oh, he has a break in of 80. What would you guys do? Would you get rid of him? Would you get rid of him or would you keep Cameron Murray? I think I'd be happy. Against Melbourne. Melbourne is a team that you could score big against. If he scores a try, boy tip is keep Murray. Yeah, Murray needs to get 80 this week. If he gets 1 try, since he scores up 80 plus. Yeah, exactly right. The only issue is that for his price, he's already lost 46,400. Sorry, he's already lost 82,000. And he's got Melbourne Bulldogs Dolphins next 3 games. Actually, no, yeah, we're going to leave him. Ty Stones is bye by Murray. I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I think I'm happy to hold. And if it doesn't work out again this week and he gets like a 50, a 40 kind of deal again, I think that's when you look to Zach Hosking. And then that's if Zach Hosking obviously has a good score from this week as well to back up the score that we saw last week and to give you a bit more confidence is what I would say. Murray's better than every other back rower. In real life, yeah. In real life, he's great. In fantasy, SuperCoach, he's not better than Hopgood right now. He's arguably not better than Elias Katoa right now in SuperCoach because he's absolutely dropping scores for the Storm. David Feeder, we all know what the answer to that one is. Jackson Ford's been scoring better than him, and Bryce Cartwright's been scoring better than him as well. No, just under. The only reason that Jackson Ford has the average of 45, by the way, is because he got injured in the second minute of that game against the Roosters, I think it was. So Jackson Ford is outscoring Cameron Murray as well. All of these guys, except for Bryce Cartwright, is outscoring Cameron Murray, and Bryce Cartwright is only down him by literally 3. So in real life, Murray is a clear better player than all of these guys. However, this isn't real life. This is SuperCoach, and Murray hasn't been getting the scores. But I do think I'm happy to leave him in there and just hope that he can do something against the Storm, which is very vulnerable. I believe the Rabbitohs win this week. I believe the Rabbitohs win well, and they're very vulnerable. Very vulnerable. Grant or Robertson for SuperCoach? Well, I think Harry Grant's the better option, but in the same sense, I don't need to pay $150,000 more for Harry Grant, who got 4 points more than Robson this week. Yes, he's got 70 points more than them this year, but I'm happy to do it elsewhere. I'm happy to get things going elsewhere. Fair, but we're 4 rounds in, watch Murray trump them all. Yeah, I know, it's the same thing with Tedesco. Tedesco doesn't usually start off well and then absolutely powers home. Cleary as well. Cleary doesn't usually start off well, but absolutely gets it moving, just before the... Roosters usually love to really power towards. They power towards that origin period, right? So, yeah, it's a tough one, but I believe that I'm happy to bank in on these Roosters players. And again, the reason why I'm making that drop from Suaalii to Paulo is because of the fact that he signed that contract with Union, and I don't think they're going to keep him all year. I don't think they will. And I think Jackson Paulo is a guy that they do go down his wing quite a bit. And unfortunately, yeah, I think it's a good choice. And there's a reason why we are in the top 5K, lads. Like, there really is. It really is. Obviously, we have utilised a few trades, but now is when we're going to start to really slow it down. Slow it down. Don't know why people complain about Murray. He's had scores of 81-60. Now, there's a reason why, because he's lost $80,000 and he's priced up around the consistency of an 80 and 90. Right? That's what SuperCoach is. People are going to complain when you're paying the exorbitant prices and you're getting scores of 60. Right? So there is reason for them to complain. Look, Elias Katoa is at 576,900. He's got an average of 76.5. That's 15 more than Cameron Murray. So you're getting him for about $90,000 cheaper, and that's why people are complaining. You've got Jermaine Hopgood, who's averaging 86.8. He started the season with 180,000. Right? He's now 500. Sorry, not 880,000. Was it 380,000? No, I think it was 180,000. I think it was. Wasn't it? It could have been. I think it was 180,000 or whatever it was, and now he's up to 548,600. He's averaging 25 more than Cameron Murray, right? And look at the comparison price-wise. Jackson Ford, besides that, the only reason he's averaging 45 is because of an injury that he got in the first 2 minutes of the game against the Roosters and came back and it has killed it since. He's only averaging 16 less with that game, right? And he's worth 330,000 less than him. David Fafita is only worth 24,000 more than him, and is averaging another 13 more points than him in the games. That is why people are complaining. Bryce Cartwright, 387,500, is basically averaging the exact same amount as Cameron Murray. 666,900 compared to 387,500. That is why people are complaining. So yes, there's a reason why people are confused. There's a real reason why people are considering it. However, that doesn't mean that I have to go out of my way to do it. But there is definitely just cause for concern with Cameron Murray when the team is still doing fine, but he's not getting the points there. Venom Mills is not hating, but the reason you're top 5K is because you wildly jumped on Hines and captained him. Okay, that's fine, but the fact of the matter is that I did do that, right? So, yeah, you kind of are hating, because the fact of the matter is that, okay, so who made that decision, right? I made the decision to do that. So anybody who is in the top 5,000 right now are people who made the right decision, right? So I don't understand how that could be a negative portrayed there when, okay, you just said wisely chose to do that, and that means that the person who's done that made that choice, and that's why they're there. So what's your point? Makes no sense. Other Dragon says, if Schuster's out this week, then will you be selling him? I'm kind of screwed a little bit if Schuster's out this week, because I don't really have a... I don't really have a 5. I don't know. Isakatol probably should play. Isakatol probably should play, so I'm just trying to get over that really ridiculous comment there. That was really, really silly. Really silly comment. But I don't know. I hope Isakatol plays, because otherwise I'm screwed there. What's Bryce Cartwright's break-even? Bryce Cartwright's break-even is 1. Bryce Cartwright's break-even is 1 right now. So he should go up. Yeah, 54,000 is what it's suggesting. 54,000. Yeah, that's a worrying thing. But in the same sense, I hope he plays, man. I hope he plays. Yeah, and Schuster is bottom price as well. Exactly right. I wouldn't even be looking at that. Like, he will go up. Tyson says, show us your backs. These are my backs here, mate. Can you not see them? Oh, has this not been moving this whole time? Oh my god. It's not moving, is it? I don't think you can actually see. Oh no, it is. What the hell? What was just happening there? I was freaking out for a second that you couldn't see it. All good. I don't know what just happened just then. Yeah, there's my backs there, man. There's my backs there. I wish I didn't put Alamotti in. I wish I had Warbrick in, obviously. That was weird. That wasn't moving up and down. Yeah, in the 5K for making a smart decision, that guy's serious. That's the why it was so silly of a comment. They're trying to insult. This is the thing. Unfortunately with SuperCoach, like people's egos get in the way, right? So he goes, I'm not hating, but here's a hate comment. And you're just like, well, your comment is literally alluding to making the right decision, which means that the person who made that right decision should be well regarded for making that decision, right? Makes no sense. Like, that insult made no sense at all. So yeah, Tom Boyovich, James Tedesco, I'm happy with that. I don't think I'll touch that all season long, really. But then again, Origin comes around, you'd need to nearly figure out a way to have a fullback. Because, yeah, when Origin comes around, that'd be interesting. Alamotti, do you put Alamotti in or Warbrick? Earlier, you said there's a reason I'm top 5K, saying it was because you chose certain players over others. Reality is because you picked up Hines and captained him. So in reality, it's because I made a decision for my team. Thank you. I think this guy is a troll, to be fair, because, like, there's no way someone is this stupid. There's no way someone's that stupid. Like, he's literally insulting a decision that was made over a team. Like, the guy is stupid. Like, you're an idiot. Like, the guy is an idiot. Like, he's literally insulting someone for making the correct call in regards to their SuperCoach team. I think this little salty bitch is outside the 20k. That's probably why Vernon Milner is crying like a little girl. That's probably why. Yeah, we'll catch you. But yeah, so yeah, this is the only thing that worries me. Obviously, Origin period you've got to consider. Tom Boyovich and James Tedesco, they will be out because Tom Boyovich will be playing centre and James Tedesco will be fullback. Then you've got... Who would you be losing here? At least he wouldn't... Oh, Val Holmes, he would lose to Origin, but that's easily coverable. Easily coverable in Warbrick and Alofiana Campera and also Paulo. Another cheap 5'8 to use. I'm not... Like, obviously, I'm just going to click this so I can see the 5'8 section. But a cheap 5'8 to use... How cheap are you talking, though? Like, the 5'8 position is really difficult. It's a really difficult position to look at. Because realistically, these two guys are the only two guys you want there in Dylan Brown or Cameron Munster. I wouldn't be looking at Tyson Gamble whatsoever. But all these guys are really, really inconsistent. Matt Frawley you wouldn't even look at because obviously he's just a guy, replacing for the time being, was it Jack Whiten? Yeah, I think Jack Whiten. That's all he's doing there. He's not going to be a guy you pick up at all for $263,000. Tamari Martin is probably the cheaper, but in the same sense, he's not selected because he's injured, isn't he? There's no real cheapies here, man. There's no real guys you'd really look at. Josh Schuster is the cheapest by a long way. Brandon Wakeham, he's got a break-in of -7, but in the same sense, Wakeham has to rely on points. That's the whole point of this position. So I effectively do have the two cheapest 5'8s. That's the position that I haven't gone in. Which is scary, which is pretty scary there. I'm going to trade out Suoli in both fantasy and Supercoach. He's too inconsistent. I'm trading Suoli out because I believe he'll leave for rugby union sooner rather than later. Brisbane Tranquil says, hi, hello mate, how you doing? Are you planning on keeping Hamisa all year? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's hard. I don't know. I think that I'd rather watch him until he gets a negative, until he gets a too high break even. Because he has gone up some good money. He really has. Ray's big Panthers this week because Frawley is 8-0 in his career when starting at 5'8. Is he really? 8-0. Wow. That's crazy. I doubt it. But if Panthers lose this week and go 1-3 from their opening games, that would be mad. Like, obviously, you give them the bye so you can say 2-3. But... you don't really look at the bye, right? 1-3 for the Panthers would be insane if that happened. And to lose the Raiders who just got towed up by the Knights. But yeah, there is just no one here on a consistent level. Like Drew Hutchison, he's got no. Like Drew Hutchison's just no, not that one. Close clubs, should I make an NRL account? BKRsport? Go for it, man. You know, it's pretty good fun. It gives you interest. You know what I'm saying? Like, it provides you interest in games that you don't give a shit about, is what I would say. It provides you interest in games that you couldn't care less about. And makes you feel like you're doing, you're having a good time. I'm looking to bring in Bostock next week for one of Khan, Warbrick, and Alamotti to capitalise on the cash they've made. I don't think Bostock will last a great deal, but in the same sense, you can do that. You can take that risk. James, if Panthers lose, I'll admit Ben Hunt wasn't robbed of the LEM in 2022, even though everyone knows it. I don't know it. I don't agree with it, but cool. But I don't think Panthers lose the Raiders. It is in Canberra, though, and there is a rivalry there, though. There is a rivalry there between the two. So, yeah, I'm not going to get rid of Josh Schuster. I think I'm just going to make that one trade right now. I will just have one little quick squeeze of the centre wings just to make sure that I am doing what I need. His break-even would be massive right now, wouldn't it be? Greg Marcy's break-even right now would be huge. Would be small as. It is -2. You want to wait this week. Wait and see this week. Wait and see this week. Average 3-round average. Like, I have enough for everyone, but I'm keeping the money in the bank for a reason. And I need to stick with it. Is there any way you can get Garrick in? Jai, I can get anybody in I want right now. Literally anyone in. But the reason why I'm not is because I'm waiting for next week for Cleary to go down a bit. Lachlan at least go up a little bit, and then I can go in for Cleary. And then I can have both Nico Hines and Cleary. Which will provide an issue, again, if those guys do play Origin together. And Nico Hines does play. Because Cleary will play. It just comes down if Hines plays too, which I would assume he probably does. But the same thing, I could put Garrick in, which is a great opportunity, which is a great option there. And the reason being that's a great option is because he might get moved into the centres, does obviously kick for Manly, and Manly are going to be quite an attacking side this year. So Ruben Garrick is a really good shout, but I want to get Cleary in. I would like to get Cleary in, especially with the fact that Nico Hines next week is on the bye. So, yeah. I think Jackson Paulo is the safest bet, especially with a break-in of -34. Playing against Parramatta, who can concede points. Yeah, we are going to do it. But that's the only trade we're making. That is the only trade we are making. Bang. Confirm. Alright, so now let's think about who we're going to captain this week. So I've got my substitutions, obviously. My reserves ready to go. Fast and Malawi's benched. Fafita's benched because of the bye. Same with Loffy. I've got James Tedesco, Jackson Paulo, who, just for the sake of it, I'm going to put here. Who do I go? Who do I go between Alamotti and Warbrick, though? Who do I go? Warbrick plays South, Alamotti plays the Cowboys. I think I'm more happy to put it on Alamotti. Unless I just don't want to put it on either of them and just take it off Alamotti and put it on Cartwright. I think that maybe Cartwright's the go, actually. I think maybe putting it on Cartwright is the go here. Ilias, Ford, Cartwright. Obviously, St. Luke's not playing. Tedesco. I think that's the way. Ilias, Tedesco, Ford, Cartwright. Because these guys have been banging in some good scores in Ford and Cartwright. Okay, so Trebojevic is playing the Knights. Is that at home or is that in Manly? Is it Brookie? Is it Brookie or is it at McDonald Jones? I wouldn't captain Turbo because he's played Knights 6 times in his career and never scored and lacked in attacking stats. Really, never scored. Break even for St. Luke is 40, but in the same sense, I don't care about that. And also, he's not playing this week because he's got his HIA. Oh, it's a Mudgee. Tom Trebojevic loves playing the Mudgee. I would know. This guy would know, wouldn't he? This guy would know. I've been a Mudgee before to watch Trebojevic play. Wasn't fun. And that's not because it was Trebojevic, it's because my team got flogged. So I would know. Tom Trebojevic does love playing there. Nico Hines versus the Warriors last year got 145. Actually, when did they play? They play last though, don't they? I think they play again on Sunday. When do they play again? Jeez, he's projected to go up 133,600. And he's already above 900k. Oh, God help you if you don't have him. Who do they play? When's the game? Oh, here, this side. Okay. Sharks Warriors is on that Sunday. Yeah, so I wouldn't captain. I'm going to captain Nico Hines. I'm going to VC somebody else. VC maybe a Trebojevic. Yeah, I'll VC Trebojevic. But then I have to think about who's playing the Sunday game so that I can bench. Cowboys, Bulldogs, Sharks, Newcastle. I would just have to take out like a Sunatarova. No, because he'll play early. Who do I take out? Who would I take out there? Tukamanu plays... Oh, that's on the thing. Yeah, what I'm doing right now is trying to figure out who I can like substitute and whatnot to make that the captain. And then lose that point. But the thing is that Penrith would have played for Sunatarova. Dolphins would have already played. Or, well, they do play after. They do play after the Manly game. So if Trebojevic goes off, I sub Hamis Tabuafoto out for... No. What am I thinking? Yeah. No, what am I thinking here? Yeah, and then I would captain Alofiana Khan Pereira. 85 and exact, so I don't have Hines yet. I hope he goes down with the bye coming. Bro, he ain't going down nothing. 85 and exact, my guy. You don't get him in the next 3 weeks, you ain't getting him. He's going up past the mil mark, mate. It's not possible for him to go down. He got that massive score, which gives him a break-even of 0 or something like that. What's his break-even? Well, his break-even of 6. 6. The buy doesn't do anything. There's nothing for the buy. You don't lose anything with the buy. The buy doesn't do nothing. Don't look at that. You need to hope this guy gets like a 10 against the Warriors. Otherwise, he gonna be going up to 1.05. This guy's going above the mil mark. Brother, please. I'm just trying to figure out how to do this VC right now. Yeah, I'd have to just keep an eye on my SuperCoach. If Trbojevic kills it against the Knights, then I have to quickly sub out Hamiso for Cam Pereira. Yeah, if he gets 10, he will still increase to like 950k. Exactly right. Yeah, put Hamiso. I need to watch Trbojevic. Then I put Hamiso Tapai on the bench. Cam Pereira in. Captain Cam Pereira. That would be the VC then to Trbojevic. As long as he gets like a 130. I'd only VC if he got 130, 140. Because Hines can do that as well. Wouldn't get out of bed for anything less than a mil. Thanks, Jay. So, yeah, VC there and Captain Hines. I like it. But I will have to keep an eye on it. So, do obviously follow me on Instagram if you guys aren't already. BKRsport. We will show you my thought process if I decide to make captaincy changes or whatnot, or late minute changes. Yes. There's also word that Campero might be dropped next week for the Titans, and it could be Kevin Marlowe who plays there. So be very, very careful. Looking forward to that minus 70 break even, because that minus 70 break even will help him out dramatically. But be careful with it. The Dragons still wish I could follow on Insta, but we know that story. Mate, you just better hope the Titans beat the Dragons next week, or you got a whole year, baby. Or you got a whole year to wait. You better hope. You better be in your Titans jersey, supporting the Gold Coast against the Dragons next week, son. Otherwise, you ain't getting unblocked on Insta. I've told you the story. This is the deal, mate. You forgot this is the deal, champion. Oh, Titans drop Khan. There's a lot of reasons. I can't go into them, but there's a lot of reasons. Very good player, but in the same sense, had a lot of errors in him. Needs a bit of a wake-up call, but also he's just a great bloke, and I back him in. He's my boy, man. You know, I love Loffy. You know, he's coming through the ranks, and he'll get his crack. But there are things that he needs to sort out in his own personal life that he will sort out, and he will, kill it for. So, I can't say as much as I want to say, but. Yeah, Loffy, there's a reason for it. Can't Boris might be the move next week then? No, he's not, because Loffy will get another go at some stage this year for sure. And when he does, he's got a minus 70 break even. So, no, I disagree with that one. But guys, I'm going to jump off of it now. I've been gone for roughly about an hour. If you've got any last little things to say them now, or forever hold your peace. Happy with this team. Yeah, I am. Alright, yeah, I think that's done. I think that's done here for today. Alrighty, guys. Like I said, follow us on Instagram. If we do any changes, we'll let you guys know. Obviously, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Tomorrow we have is it the Roosters game? I think it is. Roosters Parramatta tomorrow night. Wow, Parramatta getting a lot of those Thursday games, aren't they? I think they've had 3 Thursday night games already so far. Storm, Panthers, Roosters. Wow. I would love to play a night game. Haven't played a single night game so far this season. Thank you, NRL. And guess what? Next week against the Dragons, Sunday. But the week after that against the Broncos, Saturday night. Wow! Thank you, Broncos. Thank you. I feel so gracious. That you allow us to have a night game with you, man. Wow, it's crazy. But yes, tomorrow night, guys, Roosters Parramatta. That'll be 6:30. I might start up an hour, half an hour. We'll figure it out. It'll be up tomorrow. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya.